Sup guys, that album reviewer guy, Nathan, back for another review. Today, we're reviewing the new Used album, Imaginary Enemy. Now the first song off this album I heard before I listened to the whole album was Cry, of course, their single off the album. And that was an excellent song. It was very... losing my words. It got me pumped. Got me excited for this new album. It shouldn't have. This album was a bit of a letdown, in all honesty. And I don't think I've ever said that about an album before, but I am right now. It does happen sometimes. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, Imaginary Enemy is the Used 6th album. And in an interview with the bassist, Jeff Howard, he stated that they recorded this album backwards, actually, by having the vocals recorded first and then doing the instrumentals that were written to the vocals. And this is the first time they recorded it like this, and they did it because they were unhappy with the sound of the songs when they recorded the music, so they scrapped a dozen songs they wrote and tried something new. It did pay off a little, but it wasn't a huge payoff, and I'll get more into that right now. Honestly, this feels more like a pop album than a rock album for the most part. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but, you know, the pop sound does not fit Burt McCracken's voice. It doesn't. It does not work for his voice. Because when I think of the Used, I think more of like hard rock stuff. I don't think of pop. And, you know... But let's get into the songs. Revolution, high energy track. Great song to open the album with. Cry, another high energy one. That was the one that I liked the most off the album. Then you get into the pop for the rest of the whole freaking album. The next song, Love, and no, that doesn't spell out love. Not technically. Because it's spelled EL-OH-VEE-EE. Spelling lesson, kids. Anyway, Love, way too poppy. Not a heavy song. Sounds like something a popular boy band would put out until about 2 minutes in, when it gets into like this sort of free verse type thing. And then, back to the pop sound. And the next song, a song to stifle imperial progression. It sounds like something Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco would do, just a heavier version. In all honesty. Generation Throwaway sounds like a Boys Like Girls song. And there are a lot of pop-sounding vocals and electronic effects, but not that many actual instrumentals, except for drums, of course. But things are starting to sound bad. Wait until you hear the rest of the album. Now, another pop-sounding song, Make Believe. I'll talk about that one later. Maybe. I'll think about it. Evolution. Though it may be a poppy song, it's not bad. It's pretty emotional with its lyrics and soft instrumentals. It's one of the more emotional tracks in the album. And then Imaginary Enemy, the next song, the title track. Decent song until the breakdown about 2 minutes, 25 seconds in. Then it comes a little better, but not by much. And then you have Kenna Song. It's decent, I guess. The title is kind of corny, because Kenna Song equals Canna Song. the fuck? Yep. And then, Force Without Violence, another powerful-ish song, sort of. And the outro features an explicit rap-type poem, like a sort of a free verse, but not exactly. Or maybe I'm not trying to say free verse. Like, what's it called? Spoken word? Or free verse? I'm not good with poetry terms. But anyway. And finally we have Overdose, the longest song on the album, mainly because of the hidden track included in it. And the hidden track, very, very strange. Very, very strange indeed. Holy shit, is it strange. It consists of a repeated rhythm that goes on for about 3 minutes before an electronic voice comes in. And then that's interchanged with harmonized vocals. But for the most part, it's the electronic voice. Definitely the strangest thing on the album, though. But that was all the songs I talked about. Very poppy album. Nothing wrong with pop-sounding albums. Unless, of course, they don't fit the singer's voice. And that was the case. They don't fit Burt McCracken's voice in the least. My goodness. What have the Used become? But this album wasn't a total bust. Of course, it did have a recurring theme, it seemed. Love. And, you know, L-O-V-E. Come on. Many songs mention the word love in the lyrics, and songs that don't have other lyrics that symbolize it. I do have some favorites, and boy, oh boy, do I have some least favorites. Ah, man. Favorites: Revolution, Cry, Evolution, and songs I'm on the fence about: Can a Song, and Force Without Violence. I'm on the fence with those two. And least favorites: L-O-V-E, Imaginary Enemy, and Make Believe. If the Used decide to put out another album, please don't have it be like this one. This album wasn't terrible, I'll say that. But it was a disappointment. After I heard Cry, I was hoping for like a more hard rock album and less of a pop album. There were 2 hard rock songs in this album. The rest of it, pop sounding. It doesn't work with Burt McCracken's voice. I don't know how many times I have to say that. It does not work at all. But maybe I'm being a little too hard on the album, maybe not. It was mediocre. I'm not saying it was a bad album. It was a mediocre album. I give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of fucking fuck. 5.5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. That's the rating it's getting, and it's lucky it's getting that. That's not true. Yes, it is. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking now. That Album Reviewer Guy, signing off.